education sector works, and we've invited him to comment on this matter. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Yes, thank you very much.
Is it the case that people are exaggerating the problem of the senior high school, or the government is playing the ostrich about the situation there?
I think the latter is the answer. The government is playing the ostrich, and it believes that the things that it has done are delivering what they call spectacular results. But whatever results achievements that we have made, they could be better if they allowed themselves to give themselves a proper review of how the systems were going and paid attention to some voices that kept coming through and through, for which the minister, I listened to him this morning, for which the minister sought to create an impression that the measures that he was putting in place were about the best. And it's very, very unfortunate, because then it shows that there is no dialogue and interaction in terms of how education is delivered, and that won't work.
It appears the demand for the review has largely come from the opposition party led by its flag bearer. Could that be the reason for the obstinacy we are seeing from the education managers?
That is certainly the reason, because it appears as if let me say, members of the MPP or supporters of the MPP are only interested in the fact that education has become free and there's a mass enrollment into education. And even that mass enrollment, we know that is not really the case in terms of the numbers that are often pushed around. So they believe that is it. And they believe that once you enter school, everything happens. But I mean, for those of us who have been in school, really know that when you enter school, it just doesn't happen. A lot of things will have to be done strenuously to ensure that education really happens and to achieve the effect that it has to achieve.
Moving forward, how can the government be convinced then? Because the man in charge of the policy says he works for his boss. His boss did not think there's a need for a review. He doesn't either. What can be done to convince the government that there's a problem with the free SHS, because they insist there's no problem, and if it's not broken, you don't fix it?
Yeah, right. And that is where the unfortunate thing lies. Then we've actually hit a stalemate that would enable us to make the kind of objective changes that we want to make to the free SHS. And in fact, I underline that objective changes that we want to make to the free SHS, because they think that everything they have done is so objective that they have really done the utmost. And it looks as if that is not really the case. So I think, to answer your question directly, I think that at the present moment we have a stalemate. And a lot of Ghanaians, the opposition included, and other like-minded people who are not even part of the opposition, believe that we should do some thinking around our education system. So now that it is not possible to get everybody to come and sit down at the table and talk dispassionately about something that is meaningful to all of us, we'll wait. By inshallah and by the grace of God, if everything goes where they want to go, we would see how we can proceed.
When the minister,
maybe in the next election, maybe after the next election, granted that Dr. Bawumia comes to power, we may have the roundtable discussion that could also help to bring about some objectiveness into the program.
The minister says there is no need for a review, but there's a need for an improvement. Do you know what the difference is?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just as to tell me that review means cancellation. Now, review means we need an improvement. I heard him. He says, "Oh no, but you can improve it by improving learning outcomes. Following the World Bank report." But that is neither here nor there. I mean, that means that we are not getting the learning outcomes that we need from the education. And in fact, we are not paying attention to the places where we would make the right impact in terms of making changes in our education. And that is what they cannot see. But I'm happy that he had seen it. He knows that we have to do something about our teaching and our learning and the books and the academic and environment. So he knows that is one reason why we need to sit down and talk about how we have to improve on the things. And if he does that, I believe that maybe that would help.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Charles Aheto-Tsegah. He's former Director General of the Ghana Education Service.